Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center, here to congratulate you on the purchase of your JAYFLIGHT SLX 287 BHS travel trailer. You guys have picked a really cool trailer. I'm here to show you around it, show you how to use a few things and get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. First, I want you to take into consideration your slide. I've got it opened up for you already, so I can demonstrate that you need to see the size of your slide, make sure that you can park where that can come in and out unimpeded, and preferably nothing hanging over top of it so you don't have to sweep the top off. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are. Your power is going to be on your off camp side or your driver's side of your tow vehicle, all the way at the rear, and your water is just around the corner, actually in the rear of the unit. So park accordingly so that you can utilize the facilities at the campsite. We will unhook our hitch, and the first thing you'll do is level your unit. You do have a power tongue jack on here with a docking light should you arrive at night. Simply raise or lower the unit. Now, I do recommend getting a stick-on level, finding the middle of your unit on your off-camp side, or you can slide somewhere and put a little stick-on level. Now, normally you'll do this with the slide closed, but we're imagining not even having our power hooked up yet. So with that closed, have a stick-on level on the side, have someone let you know when the unit's level. Should you not have power, little rubber stopper here and this hand crank. Just down there, you can hand crank this up or down. Speaking of power, check your battery post. Make sure the terminals are nice and tight. You are bouncing this down the road, things wiggle loose. Once we've got our unit level, next thing we're going to do is stabilize it. On all four corners you have stabilizing jacks. With a hand crank, 3/4 inch socket, crank to the right to bring it down. These come down pretty quick. You can use a impact driver or a drill gun with a 3/4 inch socket on the end, and these will come down in a matter of seconds. I just recommend when you get to the bottom, slow down, because remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. So you only want to bring these down until you're stable. Just nice and taut. I do recommend jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt, debris, hot blacktop in the summer. It'll better distribute the weight. Highly recommend you use your coupon. Pick a 4-pack up of those from the store. Run all 4 of these down nice and taut. Once they're taut, hit all 4 corners. Got our unit level. We've got it stable. Now we can hook up our power and water. Your power cord stores right inside where it comes out. Big long 30 amp cord stores in here. At the end of that, should you need to plug in at home, 30 to 110 adapter. That'll be in your convenience pack. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook our water up. City water connection. First and foremost, water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your unit. Always use this when putting water into City Water Connect or your black tank flush. So hook this up, hook a hose up, but don't turn our water on yet. We're going to come back around the corner here. Next to your power is your hot water heater. All we're doing at this point is making sure our drain plug's back on. Get that on there nice and snug. You may have had it off from the last time you were out camping. Once that's in there nice and tight, you can go ahead and turn your hose on. After your hose has been on for a little while, you're going to come up to this pressure release valve. You're going to pull on that, and it's going to release air out of the lines. Eventually you'll get a nice steady flow of water coming out of here. Once you do, you know your hot water tank is full and you can turn it on from indoors. Now let's say we're going camping and we're not going to use city water, we're going to use potable water. Over on your campsite, just to the left of your doorway, is your potable water. Water pressure regulator not needed. You can just fill this up with a hose. 2 ways to tell it's full. There's an overflow valve right here. And inside where you check your tanks and battery levels, you can hold your fresh water button down and that'll tell you when that's full. Burp your hot water heater the same way if you're dry docking. Get the air out of the lines, turn it on the same way indoors. If you're two different ways, whether you're hooked up to electric or gas, I'll show you that inside. But remember, when using potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when using city water. It's already pressurized. All right, we're hooked up to go inside. We got our power and water hooked up. Let me walk you around the outside of the unit, show you a few other things before going indoors. Right here next to your potable water is a cable hookup, a 110, and indoors in your bedroom right now is a snap-on TV bracket. That one can be brought outside and snap right on here, so you don't have to have multiple TVs. You can use whichever one you have in your bedroom. Furnace heat release. If you're running your furnace, steer clear of this. That will get hot. Your bedroom entry doorway, your big awning with your Solaris speakers in the end. We'll run your awning out. There's a hood vent for your microwave. Your step above steps, we'll run them in when we close the unit up. All your hitch work, your big pass-through storage that's accessible from under the bed. Oh, back over on this side before I forget is this low point drain. This is where you'll drain your water if you're using potable water. Coming to the front, this is your propane cover. Your propane tanks do have a regulator on them. Set in the middle. If you have them both open, it'll automatically switch over. Just simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using and open up your tank. Again, your batteries. The other side of your pass-through storage. Stabilizing jack on this side. On your slides is wiper seals. They actually have what's called a wiper fluid. You want these to stay pliable, so apply some of that wiper fluid to this and it'll keep them pliable for years and add to the longevity of the life of those. Come around back behind your slide is your black water holding tank. Black and gray tanks right here. We'll dump them when leaving the campsite. Your big storage. Again, your hot water heater. Here's where you hook up to the park cable and your power. Ladder. Go up and check your seams a couple times a year. Caulk as needed. An outdoor shower. City water connect again. Your black tank flush. We'll talk about that when leaving the campsite. And your unit is prepped for a Furion backup camera. It's a device you can purchase, put in the dash of your tow vehicle, and electronically communicates with this, giving you a backup camera for the unit. Spare tire with a cover. And your other low point drain. This is where you'll open up if you're hooked up to city water, your hot and cold water to drain when we're leaving. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside. First and foremost, I want you and everyone that's camping with you to know that the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway. In case of emergency, you want everyone to know where that's at. Coming to the right here, leave a little light here, is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mentioned this 12-volt is always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day and you have nothing charging your battery, go ahead and disconnect one of your battery posts to keep this from running your battery down. Just to the left inside the door. Slam locks, they close best when slammed. 110, you slide in and out, you're awning in and out. We'll go ahead and run that out while I'm talking about the other parts here. So here's where you turn on your water pump if you're using potable water. Here's where you turn on your hot water heater if you're hooked up to gas. Here's where you turn it on if you're hooked up to electricity. Up here's where you check your battery. Here's the fresh water. I said you can watch this button when filling your potable water. Your black and gray tanks. Keep an eye on your tanks. You'll know when you need to empty them. Continue running your awning out. What's nice about the speakers in the end of the awning is pointing the music down toward you and not all of your neighbors. So you just want to run that awning out until that flap falls down to 90 degrees. And you know, and you see the brown bar and you know you're out far enough. Coming around in your kitchen, self-explanatory microwave. Your hood vent does have a light and fan. Your glass top makes an excellent backsplash. Have a panel light here. Simply turn this to on. You'll see that it turns red. Hit your spark to the left and you have your flames. Same thing with the oven. You do have a panel light for that. Just go down. Same thing, it turns red when it's on. So again, use your spark over here. No need to go underneath there for a pilot. Below your stove, access panel to your fuses and breaker box. Looks like you got mostly 15s, a couple 40s. Highly recommend having a handful of those with you when you go camping. Let's come over to our Nordic cold fridge. 5 seconds, about how long to hold the on button on. So here's where you raise and lower your temperature, 1 through 5, 5 being the coldest. Over here is what you're controlling. So as you see here, the freezer is white. So right now I'm controlling the freezer temperature. Come over, touch the fridge temperature, you can bring that down to 4. Over here is a night mode. When you hit the night mode, what it does is it senses that the fridge isn't being open and closed as much and utilizes a power saver. Coming around your unit, with heat release here. Coming into your bathroom. Just want to mention this is where your 110 with GFCI reset is. And a little bit of plumbing to maintain. Keep an eye on your plumbing underneath the sink as you would at home. Remember, your home is not bouncing down the road like this would. Oh, I want to talk about your vent in here. Hand crank open exhaust vent. And your exterior door, which is great. People can come in and out of the door there to use your bathroom instead of coming through your whole trailer. USB ports at the bunks. Ladder simply lifts and folds out like that. Table legs come out. Table will sit down on these lips here. Nice 2x4 goes around. Set your back cushions on top of this and gives you a big bed here. You do have the jackknife sofa over here, lift in the front. Storage there, and it lays down for another bed. Simply lift from the front. Reach up and pull from the back at the same time, and you're back to a sofa. Unit is all prepped for a TV up here. You can do a 12-volt TV outlet here, 110. You do have an IRV technology sound system. Bluetooth compatible, AM, FM, DVD, CD. Go through the modes here. Dual zone, you can play all the sound indoors, outdoors, or both. Coming back into your bedroom, excuse me. This light here is for that highlight blue light there. All your other lighting in the bedroom is one touch. Come through and touch it yourself. This bracket here, simply pull on this when your TV's on it. Pull on that, that releases. This is the one that'll snap on outside. So you can put a little TV in here, and if you don't want to miss the game while you're grilling, you can take that and set it up outside. Cable 110 for in here. This is a prep panel. That's a template for the text should you ever decide to have this completely wired for solar. And of course, under your bed is all this storage that's accessible from outside. that about covers everything on the inside. I'm going to bring your awning in real quick and I'll talk about closing the unit up. So as you bring the awning in, first and foremost, your slide. Make sure that your entertainment center doors are closed, that your ladder is in down there, your sofa's folded up, and your other doors are closed, and the table is secure. You can do the table like that, or you can bring it down and set it up like you would a bed and put the legs in those storage underneath there. But just as long as it's sturdy, you don't want nothing to impede the slide from coming in and out. First thing I do is I shut off all the interior lights from this panel. That way I know what I need to go through and shut off. Panel lights, bring our stove down. A lot of the lighting in this is just one touch that you have to do yourself, except for your bathroom, of course. You don't want to be going down the road with all of this lighting on. Reach underneath here, shut the accent lighting off. You see the blue's gone now. In the bedroom and all throughout the trailer, just make sure that everything is secure. Now we can turn back on our interior lights and we can shut them off from here. Let's bring our slide in. As you see, it does lift up from the bottom. Kind of leans back as it comes in. That's just because the mechanism's underneath. See the importance of making sure that door is closed, as well as your bunk legs. You don't need to break anything just because you're bringing your slide in. I held that for an extra second because I wanted you to hear that noise. Don't worry, it's nothing wrong with it. It is not grinding, it is not breaking. That is just a device that's set inside the slide to keep itself from oversliding. Once it reaches closed, it makes that noise to know that it's closed. Same thing opening it up. Shut our unit, lights off, come outside. To close these steps out, you have to make sure this exterior door is all the way open. Otherwise, this will catch on it. Lift up your legs. Lock that in there. You can see that it's locked. Close your exterior door, lock and deadbolt your door. Lift and turn your handle over. We're going to go around, we're going to bring up all of our stabilizing jacks. If we're on potable water, we're going to dump this low point drain. If we're hooked up to city water, after we unhook our water, come back here and open up both of these valves. Drain all our water out. Unhook our power, unhook our water, unhook our cable. Come to your hot water heater. Open this valve all the way up. Just leave it, let the water run out of it. Don't worry, it will not hurt any of these electronic components. Once that's already empty, it's no longer running out, then you can remove your drain plug. Don't remove your drain plug before unpressurizing this. Make sure also that after you do this, you push this down, otherwise this will not close. Make sure you close up your hot water heater. Hook up your hitch and head on up to the dump station. At the dump station, take your sewage hose, comes in the convenience pack, hook it up right here, and pull our black holding tank handle. Once you pull that black tank and it sounds like it's no longer draining, you're going to come to the back of the unit, take the hose at the dump station, again hook up your water pressure regulator and hook up to your tank flush valve. With that black handle open, go ahead and run this hose for about 5 minutes. It's going to spray all that nastiness out of your black tank and clean that out good for you. After a good 5 minutes, shut your hose off, unhook this, come back around, close your black handle. Then you're going to pull your gray handle. Gray water holding tank is going to be your cleaner waters, your sinks and your showers. That's going to clean your sewage hose out for you. Remove your sewage hose, come to your bumper, and store your sewage hose conveniently and sanitarily in your bumper. Again, Thank you for your purchase. Hope you guys enjoy this JAYFLIGHT for many years to come. Happy camping.